What you see here are two extremely popular little RC buggies from two very different companies. Now, one of these companies is very good and one not so much. So this is the Rolalo AMX12 and this is the WL Toys 144001. Both of these buggies are arguably both companies' most popular models. Now, before you guys accuse me of hating on WL Toys, I've always been a huge fan of WL Toys, but I really think they need to make some changes in 2023. Rolalo are doing some impressive things at the moment compared to WL Toys, which are slacking a little bit. Now guys, I don't want this to turn into a product comparison here. I'm not looking to compare both of these buggies. Obviously one is the higher end, one is at the lower end. What I do want to compare here though is the companies in general. Now, one of the biggest differences when we compare WL Toys to Rolalo is the quality. Now, I have reviewed a couple of Rolalos on my channel now, and every time I'm very impressed with the overall quality. The quality of plastics feels so much better, the hardware feels better, and the electronics seem to perform better. Now, of course, the Rolalo stuff does come at a higher price, but I think it is justified. Now, yes, you do pay a higher price, but you also get some extra goodies in the box. Every Rolalo I've had on the channel so far has come with a big accessory bag. Now, in this bag you have got various items. Check this out. I love the fact that they include all these goodies in the box because this isn't something we usually see. Now, we've got some droop screws there, we've got some spare wheel hexes, an optional front bumper, a shock tower, USB charger, some spare suspension arms with some screws in there as well, I think, some hinge pins maybe, a wheel wrench and some spare body clips. So lots of little extras that you don't get with the WL Toy stuff. Do you really need all this? Well, I think it's a nice addition, but essentially, no you don't. The Rolalo range of vehicles, when it comes to quality, are probably closer to the LC Racing stuff. I honestly feel WL Toys need to improve in 2023, especially with quality control and innovation. We haven't seen anything particularly new in a very long time. Most of the time we see the same chassis being used again and again, just with different brushless versions and horrible body shells no one really likes. It seems WL Toys also have no communication with their community compared to Rolalo, who listen and take note and give us what we want. Now, we see this most recently with the Rolalo AMX12. They sent out lots of samples to many different people, especially RC YouTubers, who basically found all the bad points and then sent that feedback back to Rolalo, and they've actually made changes. That is something WL Toys don't tend to do. Now, of course, I've been sent WL Toys samples as well, but they've never actually come directly from WL Toys. They've either come from Makerfire or Banggood. It does appear that WL Toys just has no interest. All they want to do is make money. Now, I would like to see many improvements when it comes to WL Toys, as I have been a fan of theirs since starting my channel. It seems they've tried to use the popularity they gained with the release of the A959 and the 144001 to try and make huge profits by releasing products which seem to have skipped the quality control part of production. Now, I remember when you could pick up a 144001 for between 60 to 70 pounds. They're actually priced above 100 pounds now, which I think is about $120. Now, that is quite a bit more than they used to be, and I don't think they're actually a cheap option anymore. So we've established the quality is better when it comes to Rolalo. What about customer service? Well, when it comes to WL Toys, that is pretty much non-existent. Rolalo have got social media pages and they're regularly in contact with their customers, especially if you're trying to track down parts or have issues with their vehicles. They are there and they're ready to help. And that's one of the things that puts people off from buying these Chinese clones. They don't get the same customer service that you receive from the bigger companies like Armour, Traxxas, Team Associated, all the big hitters out there. When you buy Chinese, sometimes you don't get that customer service. Another reason why I'm really starting to like Rolalo at the minute. So why does this cost a lot more than this? Well, this thing is covered in carbon fibre, the quality of the hardware is so much better, it's got an adjustable motor mount, and overall it's just better made. Now, if this thing was still as cheap as it used to be, I could 100% say this was still a great option for people who are just starting out in the hobby. Yes, the quality isn't quite as good as that, but that is essentially Rolalo's top spec model, whereas this is at the lower end. Now, I also think the higher price does come down to the fact fact that this thing looks like a mini Typhon. There's no doubt about it, it does look absolutely fantastic, and I think it is one of the best looking buggies I've ever featured on my channel. Rolalo have given us some of the features that we've been crying out for when it comes to these cheap clones, such as the adjustable motor mount. I don't think companies like WL Toys have taken our feedback on board in the past. Giving us that adjustable motor mount means we can be a little bit playful when it comes to our motor and gearing setup. That is something we have wanted to see for so long, and I'm so glad Rolalo have listened, and I'm hoping that follows through into their future models. Now, some of you may remember a while back I had a major issue with WL Toys. Now, this bit may get a little bit controversial. So we see the release of the WL Toys version 1 brushless models, which got everybody excited. Now, there was one major issue when these were released, and that was cogging. Check out this bit of footage by the RC Kiwis, which will show you what I mean.
Oh yeah, so that had a little bit of cogging just on that tail there. So exact same issue that we would have had with that 124017. There is a little bit of cogging. You know that right off the bat. Check this out, ready?
Oh.
See that? Look, before we even get into anything, let's see if we can fix that. We're now back out, and this is set to the maximum punch setting, and we're gonna see if there's any kind of difference. So, oh, still a bit of cogging, man, look. Still a bit of cogging.
So what did WL Toys do about this? Well, they actually brought out a version 2 quite soon after. So surely the problem's been fixed. Why did I make an issue about it? Soon after releasing the version 2, anyone who had a version 1 model was stuck with the cogging issue. WL Toys made absolutely no attempt to help these people out. But what they did do is release an upgrade package, which they actually wanted to charge $50 for, instead of a goodwill gesture and offering it free of charge. Now, I think offering the version 1 owners an upgrade package, which they had to pay extra for, was a really bad move by WL Toys. I was also not going to push a product on you guys that I felt was WL Toys' last little attempt to try and gain as much money as possible. Now, some people may say this was a good move or a bad move on my part. To be honest, I really don't care what the haters have to say. Again, it's my channel and I will do as I please. So is it actually worth spending the extra money on a Rolalo compared to a WL Toys? Well, if you've been following this video up until now, you know the answer to that, and that is 100% yes. Customer service is so much better when it comes to Rolalo. The quality of their products is so much better, and they're making so many changes now. I think they can only grow in 2023. So let's talk about price then, because that is one of the most important factors for most people. The Rolalo is about $200 I think at the moment, maybe less, and that's if you use my discount code, which I will stick on the screen now. The 144001 is selling for over £100, $110, $120 in some places, and I don't think it's no longer worth that. Now, I have seen some people leave some comments lately saying, due to the fact that these Chinese clones are actually costing a lot more money than they used to, are they even worth it anymore? Why not just go for a branded RC car? Of course, there is that small group of people out there who are so against the cheap Chinese stuff, and they're always saying that we're trying to push this rubbish onto people. Well, in fact, your Armours, your Traxxas and everything else out there, most of it, if not all of it, is made in China. So what you're paying for, my friends, is the brand. Now, one of the biggest reasons why these people make a fuss and say don't buy Chinese, buy something that is well known, is the fact that you can actually buy parts from anywhere. You can walk into one of your local hobby stores and the chances are you'll be able to pick up the bits you need the very same day. Now, compared to buying stuff from somewhere like AliExpress or Banggood, you could potentially be waiting up to 2 weeks for parts to arrive. Now, I do agree that if you are looking to get into the hobby properly and you've tested an RC car before and you've thought to yourself, yes, I like this is what I want to get into, then go for something well known, because RC cars do break, and if you've got the ability to get hold of parts easily, you will benefit. The cheap Chinese stuff is great for people who are on a very tight budget, who want to test RC out for the first time, and I know loads of people who have started on a 144001 and they're now driving around X-Maxes. So considering this thing costs £180, there are some branded options out there which may be worth a look. So what do I want to see from WL Toys in 2023? Well, I want to see something new, maybe give us that 1/8 scale car that we've all been asking for, and make sure it's cheap as well, because if you can make a decent 1/8 scale roller, that thing is going to go crazy. I think we need to see something a little bit different, WL Toys, if you're going to continue to win the support of all your fans. So we're going to leave the video there today. There has been a lot of talking in this one, but I do feel feel we've covered some points that we really must talk about, because I do have a lot of love for both of these companies. You know, essentially I did a lot of videos on the WL Toys, and that helped to grow my channel, which is why it does upset me a little bit that they aren't making the changes that they should be making. Now, if you haven't already and you do enjoy my videos, make sure you subscribe to the channel. I've got so much planned for 2023. It's definitely going to be a good year. Cheers for watching. See you on the next one. Take care.